For those who are sometimes left voiceless, ashamed, or conflicted of whether or not to speak up, the Clothesline Project is a way for women and families who have experienced domestic violence to air out their dirty laundry.
People tend to think that not to talk about violence, how families are impacted, how women, families and children are impacted, and they tend to think of domestic violence and abuse against women as dirty laundry, and we're saying it's not dirty laundry. It's something that happens, and we want to talk. We want to bring it out into the open.
That's a way of raising a voice, and people say, "Oh, well, what's that? Or what's that red dress? Or what's happening there?" It keeps it in people's minds. And I think that's really important to do that.
The Haven Society is stringing along messages on articles of clothing along the front fence to bring awareness and hopefully create a dialogue about domestic violence. The project corresponds with the 16 days of activism from November 25th until December 10th. The Clothesline Project was a grassroots initiative to give a reminder to residents domestic violence happens every day in our community.
Over 4,000 women a year that have been impacted by violence that, in some way, shape, or form. Our transition house generally runs at full capacity, 24/7, 365 days a year.
Dawn says there's a variety of reasons women don't speak up against violence. One issue is how society sometimes views violence and treats the victims.
I mean, we tend to blame the victim, and so I think that that's part of the reason why we don't talk about it, because there must be something wrong with that person or that woman who remains in the relationship. Like, why would someone stay there?
For those who have witnessed or experienced abuse, the Haven Society has a crisis line, 1-888-756-0616, and various programs to support you. Conversations are kept confidential for safety.
It happens 365 days a year, and so it's not just something that happens over a 2.5-week period. It's something that I think we need to pay attention to, and that's why, we have the Clothesline Project.
And you really need to speak up, because you're worth it, your family's worth it, and your community is there behind you if you find the people in the community that will support you, and there are many people in the community that will. Haven House, Tillicum-Laleham, there are many programs and people that really care and that really understand.
For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Ryan LaPlante.